Satoshi and I had what? Isn't that the name of... It just clicked for some reason. My brain's in a weird place. I'm really tired. I'm probably not gonna... Hopefully, for both your sake and mine, hopefully I don't deviate from my train of thought too much. Hello everybody, my name's Austin24 and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. Maybe we'll finish up this chapter this episode? I don't know. Depends. But then again, I have no idea how long the next chapter is going to be. We'll have to play that one by ear as we progress. Spacing out. Sorry about that. Exactly my point. Alright, but yeah, I had two things. Satoshi, isn't that the name of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon? His Japanese name? I believe, maybe. Oh, it's weird. I don't know if Satoshi is a common name or not. I think one of the creators' name was Satoshi, either of the anime or it wasn't the creator of Pokemon itself. But that's why they named him after. That's why his name is Satoshi, and then I don't know or remember why his name is Ash in the English version. Right. Yeah. Oh, right. That's what it was. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how long. If you prefer, if people would prefer longer episodes, that's fine. Hell, if people would like to see chapter 12 all in one episode, what the hell was that? Oh, remote. Whoops. Fell into a box. If people would like that, I'd be open to it. It'd probably be super long, but if people want to end it on a big note like that, I could do that, or... What the hell? Excuse me, sorry. Suddenly got crap in my throat. Or I could split it into smaller ones, 3 to 4 episodes, or I could try to keep it to 2, but again, I don't know how long it's going to be, how much is left. Not aware of what is going to go down. So, play that by ear. Let me know in the comments what your opinions on all that are. If you'd like me to make longer or shorter episodes, to space them out, or all in one go, or if it's fine as is, I don't know. Anyway, let's begin. Satoshi and I had... what? All my well-planned actions throughout the day turned out to have been nothing more than a reenactment of what Satoshi had done. Satoshi, had he really been in the same situation as I was now? The friends he had gone along with had changed suddenly, for no reason? At least none that I had noticed. Planned to kill him. Oh good, now I'm having other issues. Then fearing for his life as I am. Oops, I didn't mean to click. He got a bat to protect himself and carried it around every day to practice his swing. And then one day, suddenly, he transferred. My blood went cold, causing a prickling sensation to course through my veins. Starting near my heart, it radiated outwards from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, chilling every part of me without recourse. A little after 5. Okay. What did she mean by transfer? What did she mean by transfer? Was Satoshi still at wherever he transferred to? Was he the only one who would be able to understand me? Would he be able to tell me why it all ended up like this? More importantly, where did he transfer to? Excuse me. Apologies about that, that was weird. Oh god, I'm falling apart. I don't think that's what she meant by transfer, dude, but That would be an interesting twist. This whole time, us, the audience, were assuming the worst, and yet, yeah. He pops over to the next city. He's like, oh yeah, I'm Satoshi. Hey, how's everyone doing? Oh, that's cool. Raina, she's still cute. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, they just said I needed to transfer, so I transferred. Here I am. That'd be kind of funny. Anyways. What did she mean by transfer? What did she mean by transfer? Before I knew it, I was at my front door. The frigid knob was hard to turn. Was nobody home? Wasn't that odd of an occurrence? I reached into my pocket and pulled out the single key attached to my fur seal keychain. That's weird, but okay. What the heck? It's not in the game, is it? I heard squeaking or something. Seal keychain, right? Okay. It's like a rubber rubbing against each other kind of squeaky sound. Not like a mouse squeak or I guess a shoe squeaking kind of, but no, more so rubbery than a shoe. I stepped into the entryway. Just as I was about to take off my shoes, God, no. Wait. What is that? What is this? Is that supposed to be something important? A chill ran down my spine. Great! Oh no! I don't know which is worse. I thought he'd be staring someone down. Someone happened to already be in the house, or they were waiting and hiding in a closet or his bedroom or something. Nope, that's right behind you. And then you sense it. You don't hear them, you don't smell them, or you just sense that, oh, someone's right behind me. She's standing right behind me, isn't she? Ooh, classic horror scenario situation. Like a classmate messing around, standing right up against my back. You're kidding, right? It had to be my imagination. Logically speaking, it was impossible for someone to be able to hide their presence within my personal space, all the way through the door. What is it? Where are they? A vampire trying to avoid the rule of you need to ask permission to get in? But there was undoubtedly, doubted. It just doesn't sound right for some reason. Doubtedly. Someone behind me. Hey now, Kaiichi. How do you know they're there, even though they're behind you? Because... Okay. I could hear the sound of flowing hair. There's no other reason I'd hear that sound. Was the presence... Because... I could hear the sound of them blinking. What the hell, man? Kaiichi, my power, there's no way you could hear that. It's mostly instinct. Like the squeaky sound in SpongeBob. Just their eyes blinking, making that. I think I recall that their shoes, SpongeBob's shoes walking makes that sound, but I think that's also happened when they blink in certain situations. Just Reina or Mion or whoever's behind me just and then their hair. I'm sorry. It's just funny to picture that image, hear that sound. Anyways, it was mostly than anything that was okay. Did I read that? It was mostly Alria. It was instinct that anything else that was warning me of that presence. Common sense was telling me that it was just my imagination. It was just my imagination. There was nobody behind me. I began to erase the mental image of a figure standing behind me. But at the same time, I asked myself, there was nobody, then what was I feeling? As an uncomfortable sensation crawled up my spine. I could simply answer this by turning around and hoping they don't stab you with a knife as you turn around or something. Did you hear my eyes blinking and looking left and right? I'm sorry. I mean, that's what I was doing. And I thought, oh, wait, no one's going to be able to know I was doing that. Oh, wait, I remembered the... Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Hope I'm not ruining the moment. Actually, wouldn't it be better if there was somebody there? If there was nobody there when you turned around, would you be able to accept that? That you're crazy? I wouldn't call you crazy. I felt that kind of thing before. Like someone's trying to sell me something. That was also from SpongeBob. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? I haven't watched SpongeBob in years. What is wrong with my head tonight? Anyways, sorry about that. I've had that feeling before that someone's behind me or something, or following me. At the same time, I tend to be paranoid about stuff. Or maybe I sense ghosts. Maybe... Oh yeah, Shiro's behind him. Can he sense gods or spirits? I'd be able to answer all those questions just by looking behind me. But I didn't have enough courage to even do that simple task. Alright, I could try speaking to them. The person behind me might answer me. It was a random thought. I didn't care how I went about it, just so long as I didn't have to turn around. If I had calmed down and thought about it, I would have known that wouldn't have solved anything. Who is it? I spoke in such a hoarse, broken voice I couldn't believe it was my own. I could almost feel them contemplating their response. I felt it. There's no way I should be able to do that. It's beyond. She like gruffles her voice and covers his eyes. She's like, trying to sound like an old man or something. Oh god, my mind just. Felt like there's no way I should be able to do that. Calm down, Kaiji. It's all in your head. That term? That time I was certain I heard it. As if hesitantly trying to answer my inquiry, I was certain I could hear the sound of somebody inhaling. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it clearly. It was a girl. A young girl. Well, that's a curious way to put it. So, not Mion, then, because she's older than you? And I don't think he'd consider Reina a young girl because she's about his age, so Satoko or Rika? Didn't know who, but tiny speck of courage in me, however reckless it was, inspired a primal yet fitting solution to this current predicament. A scream! I wouldn't do that, Jesus. Well, if they are just innocently there, you just scare the crap out of them. All the force of my body released from my lungs and through my throat, ceasing all thought processes in my head. Suppressing all my thoughts and emotions, I began to collapse like a house of cards somehow, managing to twist my body and look back as I did so. It was definitely there. Right? There. Somebody was there. Until the moment I turned around, until I brought the area behind me into my field of vision. They were definitely there. Falling face up, my eyes traced the remnants of the presence suspended in the empty space. It couldn't be. They were invisible. They looked like they were there, but were they actually still standing there? Am I going blind? Am I losing my mind? As I screamed, all the emotions I was holding back burst free in a violent wave. However, I was decidedly calm as my emotional dam collapsed. The turbulent wave of pent-up emotions was skillfully diverted into a torrent of aggression. That emotion was definitely required to extricate myself from the bizarre situation happening right in front of me. In my state of heightened lucidity, yes, okay, I entrusted my body to the fury. The metal bat held firm in my right hand as if drawn there by magnets. A mid-level sweep would be the hardest attack to dodge. I remembered reading something like that from a book about swordsmanship or something. Brandished my will to fight. The afterimage of that amalgamation of metal flashing as it swung from left to right, beating against the tree. That sounds like a hit. That slammed into the right wall of the tip, rebounding violently. Very calmly, I transferred the force of the rebound into a sweep to the left. Am I supposed to click? Okay. The door of the shoe cupboard was split into pieces. So, swing to the right. Ah, okay. Yeah. That is... Okay, I think I know what... It's kind of a samurai kind of swing. Right. And then a quick adjustment to the left. So that you could catch someone before retreating, or after they think you've attacked, they lunge, but then you're quick enough that you get a second sweep in. Those two swings whiffed through the empty space, but they seem to have a great psychological impact on the enemy. You could feel the panic emanating from that space. The attack wasn't the only thing required. I extracted the bat from the cupboard. It was embedded in and screamed as I spun my entire body around in a large arc. I would actually love to scream, but I don't. I'm visiting people. I don't want to wake them up. My scream shook the air, imbuing my ferocious swing with even more destructive power. Clicking. Okay. Crack. Without mercy or restraint, my violent strike, with certainly fatal force behind it, shattered the top of the cupboard. None of my attacks struck the enemy, but my ferocity had certainly seemed to impact them. Breathing heavily, my entire body soaked in sweat. The invisible enemy, there, but not there, dispersed. When I was certain that the enemy had retreated, I locked the front door and latched the chain. That is very weird that he's sensing that. Either he's he's scaring a ghost, or he's scared. Or yeah, sure, he's like, oh damn, oh jeez, I shouldn't mess with this kid. But, or is Kaiichi losing it? I just feel like if it had been someone there, they would have. Whoops! Didn't mean to click then. What the hell? Why are you being weird? Just waiting for the invisible enemy there, but not dispersed. But, like, if it had been an actual person, he would have seen them, or heard them at the very least trying to run away, right? When I was certain that the enemy had retreated, I locked the front door and latched the chain. Okay, yeah. No way had it only feigned retreat and was... Wait, what? No way. Had it only feigned retreat and was now inside my house? Oh, Jesus Christ. Once again, I channeled my aggression and searched the house for the presence. But it was gone. I had succeeded in fending it off. At that moment, the tension drained from my body, and I let out a deep sigh of relief. All of the emotions I'd been holding back chaotically merged together and began to flood out. A hodgepodge of fear, accomplishment, and disbelief all mixed together and began to flow through my body. Unable to deal with each individual feeling, I beat them all back with the strongest. Exhaustion. Even in this moment, I remained composed. After checking that all the doors throughout the house were locked, I went up to my room on the second floor and closed the curtains. I straightened my back and tilted my head back a little. After clearing my mind of all my idle thoughts, I managed to calm down even more. What was that at the front door? There's definitely something there. Think about it. Maybe it was just an apparition I dreamt up in my confused state. But I really didn't think that was the case. Calm down, Kaiichi Maibara. Compose yourself, damn it! But no matter how calmly I thought about it, what just happened wasn't a figment of my imagination. It was obviously a supernatural phenomenon. Without a doubt, something was behind me. Or I'm crazy. It wasn't some sort of illusion I saw amidst my confusion and disorientation. I mean, it could be. People have done that before. They think something's there and then it's not actually, because, again, paranoia and fear, that kind of stuff can play tricks on your mind. You never know if what you see is real or not. Proof? Just one piece. When I asked, "Who is it?" they inhaled as if they were about to answer. That sound had clearly reached my ears. The situation I was in right now was still unclear. Either I'd been possessed by the supernatural phenomenon known as Aoyashiro-sama's curse. This was a ruse by the villagers who believed in it and were imitating it. Either way, their motives were unclear. The roundabout way it had been done was also still a mystery. Put in my pipe. Take my glasses off. I'm a little backwards that way. I take my glasses off to help me think more rather than put them on. Let's see. I mean, it could be Satoko trying to play a prank on him. Or maybe she's actually concerned about him. Seems unlikely, but even if she was concerned about him, she would still probably go about playing a prank to try to get a reaction out of him, right? Because that's just how she works. She wouldn't be hiding. And if she did, she would be doing so to play said prank. And she's not very sneaky, like, she'd just fade away with the wind and you wouldn't see or hear her leave, right? And again, that he said it was someone young, I don't think that'd mean Mion. Even though technically she's young, even if she's 17 or 18, she's still young. And then again, the same with Reina, because Mion is older than him, while Reina is about the same age. So it'd be odd for him to call them young. So it'd have to be one of the two smaller girls. And that leaves Rika. I think that's her name. Am I saying that right? I don't know why I can never remember her name. The little girl with the purple hair that always pats people's heads. I think that's right. Maybe. Did I actually get it right? I don't know. I deduce it was her. But if it was her, why? Why was it so? Either way, their motives were unclear. The roundabout way it had been done was also still a mystery. It was I don't even know what word my brain's trying to confuse that with. Perpetrated. There we go. By humans. That would mean admitting that it was Reina and the rest of them doing it, but it would be solvable. Oishi-san and the rest of the police would surely arrest my enemy. But if it was a manifestation of Oyashiro-sama's curse, I wonder what would happen. Oishi-san very clearly declared that curses didn't exist. At that time, those words were pretty dependable, but as things were now, with the rising possibility that the perpetrators were not human, he suddenly seemed quite unreliable. It's all backwards. It was someone young, someone old. It was Oishi the whole time. This big, chubby detective guy. And he scares him away. That'd be funny. Doubtful, but it'd be funny. It was him doing all that. If I told Oishi-san this was the work of Oyashiro-sama's curse, what would happen? Couldn't imagine his reaction, but it would go without question that a void would expand rapidly between myself and Oishi-san. Really? Why, though? Because he's a non-believer? Is that the only reason? For that estimation? Because obviously, if you did tell him that it was Oyashiro, whether he believes in supernatural or not, it would still indicate that something is amiss, and it's got to be something involved with the villagers. It would still tip him off to a degree. With me having so few allies to begin with, and not being able to confidently declare whether or not this was a curse or not, there's no merit to doing that. I was also trying to think. Every time that they've questioned me about being with him, being in his car, and then being at lunch with him while I was sick, I mean, Kaiichi, I don't know what name I was confusing that with, he didn't, like, actively ask them or the teacher if they were absent like he was, so he can't verify that they were following him. Okay, never mind, I guess. I was thinking, the fact that they know these things, especially when he's not been around them, insinuates that there is most likely something actual supernatural. Again, unless all the villagers are on it, but at the same time, yeah, they don't have, what's the word? Alibis. They don't have alibis for whether they were there or not, and he didn't question that. I'm just debating whether they're actually, I'm not throwing it out the window, I'm just debating if it is a curse or if it's something psychological, what angle this will turn out in the end. I'm curious to find out. I'm all for either or. I like both angles, frankly. I'm just trying to play Sherlock Holmes and come to the conclusion on my own before the game gives it to me. With me having so few eyes, then I'd be able to confidently declare whether or not this was a curse or not. There was no merit to doing that. Okay. I think I read all that. Better keep the facts of what just happened at the doorway to myself. It would be better if I didn't add what happened here to the memo behind the clock. There's still the ever so slight possibility that I was actually confused when I thought I was composed. Yeah, composed. I was reading that as compassed. Okay, brain. And I was just going berserk in the entryway. How wonderful would that be if that was really what happened? I guess that's one way to look at it. Oh, good, I'm crazy. Whoo! That's a relief. I guess that would be the better alternative rather than something actually hunting you, right? It's better to find out that you were crazy rather than prey, a target, a victim. That is a curious question. Which would be more relieving? God, I don't know. Personally, I think I'd hate being crazy more. If it was something that was hunting me and I figured out that, then I would be ready to throw down with it. Be like, alright, bring it on. I don't care if you're a ghost or a wolf or a person. Bring it on. I'll take care of you if you want. Even if you're a god. Versus if I was crazy, then because I'm already kind of paranoid, then I'd be looking over my shoulders even more than I already am. I'd be like, what's real and what isn't? And then you drive yourself even more crazy. That's me personally, at least, how I think I would act, and which I would prefer over the other. I would prefer not to be crazy. Even if it's something that I can't quite understand in a supernatural sense, I would rather face that than the prospect of me being psycho bonkers. I would be able to refute Oyashiro-sama's curse. But if I denied Oyashiro-sama's curse, then that would mean admitting that Reina and the rest were the perpetrators. That's true, too. But at the same time, if you admitted that it was a curse, then maybe they're possessed, and if you cleanse their spirits, they could be your friends again. Maybe. If I said that Reina and the rest weren't the perpetrators, then that would mean believing... Wait, did I already read... Wait. No, I don't think I read that one. If I said that Reina and the rest weren't the perpetrators, then that would mean believing in Oyashiro-sama's curse. I keep getting distracted. Sorry about that. By denying both of those, I would be admitting that I myself was losing it. The three options from which I couldn't choose became a trilemma of sorts. Interesting wording. Instead of dilemma, trilemma. Curious. I don't know if I feel like I've heard of that word, but it's very rarely used. If that is the case. They mixed together and formed a whirlpool in my mind, making my head spin. Once again, I strained myself and leaned my head back slightly to cool myself down. Calm down, Kaiichi. Accept what has actually happened as reality. Stop thinking of anything more than that. But I couldn't help but think of it. How wonderful it would be if it turned out I was delirious and everything up until now was a figment of my imagination. Oyashiro-sama's curse wouldn't exist and I would still be bestest buddies with Reina and the rest. I would have to be crazy. That was the first time in my life I'd ever wished for such a thing. Is it the end of the chapter? Oh, Jesus! The phone rang noisily downstairs. Generally, there were no calls for me, so I never really answered the phone much. But since my parents weren't here, I had no choice. It's just gonna be breathing on the end of the phone like any other horror movie, isn't it? But since my parents... I squirmed off the bed and went downstairs. Hello, this is the Maibara residence. Kaiichi, this is Mom. I intuitively had a bad feeling about this. It's because I thought she was going to ask me to go out and buy some things, so I took the initiative. What? I don't mind having instant noodles for dinner. There's still a lot of them. The other day we went out as a family and bought a whole case of cup noodles. Wanted to get a bunch of different kinds, actually, but they refused since the individual packs were expensive. Really? Wait. No, wait. Are cups cheaper? They're both about $1.25. I prefer the packets because they have less salt. There's still got a lot of salt in them, but there's less salt than in the cups. And it's easier. I like to mix flavors and experiment and get all culinary on my noodles. My ramen noodles or otherwise. Add different seasonings and meats and all sorts of stuff. Fry up a chicken patty and then cut it up and season some garlic or parsley on it and then put it in the noodles. Various things like that. My Irish ramen is the fucking best. Pardon my language, but I love it. It's delicious as hell. I look forward to St. Patrick's Day every year solely because, not just because of that, but that's a big part of it. Ever since I invented that, it's awesome. But yeah, it's easier to get the packets and do that rather than the cups. It's harder to flavor the cups because they're just popped in the microwave. And, yeah. Also messy if you try to dump them out into a pot to play with them like actual noodles. So instead I got a bunch of different kinds actually. They were used to see them more expensive. Okay. So instead I got a whole case of the mega-sized pork bone and ginger flavored ones I liked. Oh, interesting. A pack of cups? Huh, okay. I do get bulk groupings of the packs just because in the long run it is cheaper. Oh. Rather than buying individually. But my parents don't like strong flavors and didn't touch any of them. So the cupboards were still full of them. So you see, there really isn't a need to go shopping, right?
Kaichi, I'm not asking you to go shopping. Both Mommy and Daddy have to go to Tokyo right now because of work.
Huh? Right now? This is really abrupt.
No, we're already here. Frickin'. We left this afternoon. Why did you leave a note or something? It's quite a distance to...
Wait, that's not... Okay. It's quite a distance from Tokyo to Hinamizawa. Gunning at full speed down the highway would still take 6 hours. Dad has a license, but since he doesn't like the highway, they likely took the train. Well, I can't argue with that. I hate driving for that reason. It would have taken longer.
Thinking you might understand since you heard us speaking last night, but it has to go with... Has to do, not why... What, go. Okay, with Daddy's contract. Right now, things aren't going so smoothly.
Now that she mentioned it, I did remember that they talked all that time about how his job prospects weren't looking so good.
Daddy is really sensitive about things like this, so if we leave things as they are, it will affect his work.
Part of my father's particular fragile artistic personality. His emotions changed as easily as the fall sky. You could also just say he couldn't take criticism.
Yeah.
But something like that can be done over the phone.
Kaichi, this is your father's job, so you can support him a bit, please. Anyway, it's just faster to talk about it in person, so there wouldn't be any misunderstandings.
So, son, there's nothing more I could say once they start talking about work.
So we'll be back tomorrow night. Kaichi, will you be fine on your own?
It's not like I'll die or anything.
Kaichi, you shouldn't speak so lightly of dying. If there's something troubling you, just talk to us. I believe Mommy will be able to help out.
Yesterday I did bring up if I died rather abruptly, so I suppose they were a little worried, but really I was more depressed by the fact that nothing would be solved by telling them. But I didn't plan on dying, at least not while I still knew nothing. I would never allow it. Whoops! Why did that happen? What the hell? What the... No, Sure! While we're here, I guess I'll save. Didn't mean to do that, but sure. But I didn't plan on dying, at least not. That's the last save, okay. At least not while I do that. I would never allow it. I won't die. I won't! I'll survive even if I have to gnaw my leg off. Yeah! See you then. Tomorrow morning, make sure to wake up. Oh, wait. Wait, okay. I wasn't sure if that was his mom or him talking. I won't die, I won't. I'll survive even if I have to gnaw my leg off.
Yeah. See you then. Tomorrow morning, make sure to wake up and eat your breakfast. And don't forget to take a bath and brush your teeth.
Yeah, see ya. The call ended like that. Sometimes my parents went off to Tokyo for business meetings. But Tokyo was far away. They normally did things by phone. The time they did go were normally planned out in advance. It never happened this suddenly. It reeks. I've been thinking this since the beginning of the phone call. It reeks of suspicious activity. I don't care if that's my paranoia in full gear. I don't trust this one bit. Couldn't say that those circumstances didn't feel strange, or rather, unnatural. Anyway, I only need to recognize the reality of the situation. That tonight, I was the only one in the house. That when my parents came back from work, I'd be gone. Missing. Vanished. Looking back on the series of events of the previous 5 years involving Oyashiro-sama's curse, it wouldn't seem that strange at all. It kind of would, as I've said before. There's a pattern. And if that pattern was deviated, it would send more red flags than anything. Come to think of it, it was getting pretty late. I didn't think it was good that the only light on in the whole house was from my room on the second floor. It was the same as broadcasting to the enemy that my parents were gone, and this was their chance. First I ran to the living room, flicked on the lights, and turned the TV on to a reassuring volume. Next was the study. I similarly turned on the lights and some music. You don't want too much music, otherwise you wouldn't hear people sneaking in. Or even breaking in. You can do that quietly. Get like a clothespin, go all Skyrim with the door locks. With this from the outside, it would look like my parents were here. Once again, I went through the house, checking to see if there was anything left unlocked. When I saw the veranda and the laundry still hanging out there, I went pale. That would have made it too obvious. I needed to take it down. Snatched down the laundry haphazardly and erased all traces that my mother wasn't there. It should be fine now. Ah! The garage! They ain't gone all the way to Tokyo by car, but they had gone up to Okinomiya Station. The garage was empty, wide open, and in plain sight. This was not good. I panicked and rushed out the back to close the normally open garage door. It should be fine now. Oh, I need to get the paper! I've always got the paper. Since they left in the afternoon, the evening paper was still out there. Oh good, the door is open. My premonition was correct. I pulled out everything from the mailbox and dropped it in the entryway. But this, for sure, this time, it would be fine. Come to think of it, leaving the cupboard busted like that from my little freak-out was kind of bad. I'll just say I tripped and fell, and the bat I was holding smashed into it. Even so, just leaving it in its current state wasn't good. I should clean it up a little before Mom got back and scolded me. Did you make sure that no one got into the house when you went to get the mail? How far is the mailbox from the door, Kaiichi? Oh, good. Great. That's great. Okay. I might have to pause the recording for now. Go on a little bit longer. I remember that there was a broom and dustpan in the closet. As I was going to get them, the phone rang once again. At least to quiet the phone. Hello, this is the My Bar residence. I don't know what kind of voice to use. Oh, is this Kaiichi-kun? Is your mother around? Why would you say that? No! She isn't here at the moment. You idiot, Kaiichi, my bar. God damn, you idiot! Don't reveal that your parents are gone. You can follow up still. Calm down and take care of it. I think she'll be back soon. She was out getting pizza or something. Something. Gotta add something. That wasn't a good response either. Exactly. Now they might say they'll call again, or to tell her to call them when she comes back. Then that's fine. It wasn't anything important. Well then, sorry for the bother. The scenario I feared didn't play out, eliciting a sigh of relief. That call was fortunate in more ways than one. Or that's what they want you to think. I have to deal with more telephone calls coming in for my parents tonight. I was somehow able to deal with the phone call just now, but I couldn't continue to rely on such poor improvisation. I needed to make up a good story to explain that my parents were home but couldn't answer the phone at the moment. They were making tempura and couldn't step away right now. That wasn't good enough. They were sick and went to bed because they weren't feeling well. Was I going to be safe enough? Jesus Christ. Damn phones. Startling me. Ringing too much. I was thinking about it on the way back to my room when the phone rang once again. It was like they were calling because they knew I was going to lie. I didn't want to pick up, but I knew I had to. They'd suspect my parents weren't here. Should have just taken the phone off the hook under the pretense that I didn't realize that it was. But since the phone rang, I had to pick it up. I prepared myself and lifted up the receiver. This time. Third time's the charm. Something bad's gonna happen. I'm gonna pause it here. Be back in a second. Alrighty, think we're ready. Think we're back. Dang it, the sun's up. I waited too long. Alright. Oh, beep boop ba, beep boop ba, beep boop beep ba. How do I get out of this? Just click off. I also already clicked, so it might be unintentionally. It was while I was clicking to bring this menu up, but then it's clicked to the next dialogue. I was like, oh no, well, I've goofed. Hopefully nothing important happens. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Escape? There we go. Log. I prepared myself and lifted up the receiver. I think that's... Did I read that? I'm not sure. I don't remember. It's been a couple hours. An hour? About an hour and a half. Hello. I stopped announcing this was the Maibara residence. I had no reason to be kind to someone I didn't know the identity of. Oh no. The sad music. But unlike my uncouth voice, the person on the other side sounded goofy and lighthearted. No. Goofy and lighthearted. Not old person, but maybe... Hello, my apologies for calling so late. This is Oishi from... never mind. The other side sounded goofy and lighthearted. Right, police, detective, officer, police. Hello, my apologies for calling so late. I'm all goofy. Lighthearted, I guess. This is Oishi from the Okinamiya bookstore. Oishi-san? Is that you, my Bara-san? Good evening. Good to hear you are doing well. Wait just a moment, please. Grabbed the portable handset and rushed up to my room with it. Same no matter where I was since there was no one else home, but I wanted to be in a spot that just felt a bit safer when speaking on the phone with Oishi-san. Sorry for the wait. If they're watching the house... You fool! No, you were talking to him, first and foremost. Secondly, you left a bunch of noisy stuff on downstairs, so you can't hear if people break in or not. You fool. Kaiichi, you damned fool. How are things? Anything changed since then? Since then? When was that exactly? There's something about the brazen way he talked that rubbed me the wrong way. So stop. Just stop talking to him. Just stop. You're just digging yourself a bigger hole, man. Last time I spoke with Oishi-san was 2 days ago. The day I stayed home from school, I met Oishi-san on the way back home from the hospital, and we headed into town for lunch and had a talk. Then after that, Reina and Mion came to check up on me. Whenever I spoke with Oishi-san, they always knew about it. It was like that since the first time I met him. What if he's in on it? Did you ever consider that, Kaiji? Today's phone call may well be found out by them as well. Yeah? Hello, can you hear me, my Bara-san? Sorry. What did you say? As if anything's changed since last time. Wasn't an answer, so I got... Oh, wait, nope, that's him. There wasn't an answer, so I got a bit worried. Not really. World stop. The words, not world, stopped in my throat. There was a ton of stuff that happened. All of it baffling. What should I talk about? Didn't understand any of it. But I should try asking. If I didn't ask now, I may never have another chance. This night when my parents weren't home, I had no guarantees I would make it through the night safely, after all. Well, Oishi-san, it seems that someone is after me. Really? Do tell. It could all just be a coincidence. By the day I missed school when I was sick, 2 of them came to check up on me. Which 2? Reina and Mion. They started asking about how I had lunch with you. What next? What if one of them's a ventriloquist? I can mimic his voice. Parrot his voice. They left me some mochi when they came to visit, but there was a needle inside. Fortunately, I somehow didn't swallow it. Wonder, could that have just been a threat? About the needle? It was just one of those common sewing needles you see all the time. There's a hole there was a whole 2-thread string through. Now that, my Bara-san, the needle itself. That's evidence, you dumbass. It could be used as proof that they threatened you. Where's that needle, damn it? That's right. The church! I dropped the receiver and rushed downstairs. When I tossed the mochi I had over, looked at it, out of terror. The needle was a valuable piece of evidence. I had certainly... What the fuck is it? Oh, it's from the TV. I was like, there's a flash of light. Is there thunder? What's happening? Lightning. Lightning does it. Wait. Brain. Oh, God, I'm an idiot. I had certainly thrown the mochi and needle at the wall together. If it was there, then it would be on the living room wall, and your mom didn't clean that up at all. But my prune mother had cleaned that living room wall, and there was not a trace of mochi left on it. Could it be that it dropped in the gap between the wall and the carpet? I frantically searched by running my palm along the carpet, but nothing turned up. I tried moving around the sofa and desks, pulling up the carpet, then flapping it around. I couldn't find the needle. Did my mom clean up everything without noticing it? Just 2 days ago, I didn't know what day they collected the burnable trash, but it may still be in the trash bin in the kitchen. I rushed into the kitchen, opened up the lid of the pail, and poured out the contents. But even at a glance, I could tell that it would be incredibly difficult to find the needle in this pile of trash. Oh, it's a needle in a haystack. I was looking for it. Bastard stole my joke. I was looking for a needle in a trash stack. I know, I'll try running my hand through it. That's both gross and dangerous. You're looking for a needle that made the inside of your mouth bleed. It's gotta be sharp. It's a bit gross, but I was looking for a needle. If I felt a small prick, I'll be able to find it. Or glass. It's a pretty tactless method, but it was the quickest. I held my breath and started striking the pile of trash with my hand. Filth flew about. There's nothing more disgusting than this. I've seen some things. I'll just say that. I mean, I'm a bit of a... I'm not a germaphobe, necessarily. Because I'm not afraid of germs. I guess OCD. I constantly wash my hands. So I still have trouble going through trash, but I've still seen a lot worse. But it's not the time to be concerned about such details. I continued on for a while, but nothing turned up. I wanted to search more thoroughly, but I was still on the phone. Shouldn't keep Oishi-san waiting for too long. Later, when Mom got back, I'd have to ask her if there was a needle. I hastily began scribbling on the notepad affixed to the refrigerator with a magnet. "Was there a needle?" Scrawled the words with a red pen. Then dashed back up the stairs where I had been keeping Oishi-san waiting for far too long. Just sitting there. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It seemed a Jeopardy song. Hello? Oh, how did it go? I couldn't find it. I was really overwhelmed back then, and
I see. Be great if you could find it. Keep it safe. Keep it safe.
That's right. The needle wasn't the only incident. I had to tell him about this morning with the hit and run. Outside of your muddy clothes, I don't think, and that still wouldn't really be any kind of proof. Also, Ishii-san, that isn't all. Actually, this morning, that van was definitely aiming for me. I could say that without question due to the circumstances at the time. Did you see the license plate? I forgot about that, to be fair. I'm an idiot. I can search far from here. Damn it. You fool! Just flipped out yelling at him back then. Yeah, well. That I wouldn't have done either. Try running it down and then, but I didn't look at the plate. What failures on my part with the needle and the plate number. I was so focused just protecting myself that I let some of the most important details slip out of my grasp. We must remember he is still child-ish. Is he 15, 16? Did we establish? I can't remember. I punched my pillow, annoyed at how worthless I was. I'm sorry. I don't know much more than that it was a white van. Nothing to fret about, my son. Did they offer you candy? Everyone would be shaken up after being hit. Guess all this really isn't a coincidence, is it? What did you say something? Jesus, Oishi. Oishi-san started to hem and haw over on the other end. I could imagine him folding his arms. Also, Rain is acting strange.
How so?
Rain said on the way home today, asking why I was so much like Satoshi-kun. Now I could say it with confidence that Rina knew what happened to Satoshi. She knew that there was more to it than just him simply disappearing. Rina knows. Rina knows. She knows something regarding what happened to Satoshi, the kid who was demoned away last year.
What would that be, exactly?
Rina said, I was the same as Satoshi. She said something to the effect that the way things are going, I'll end up with the same fate as Satoshi.
Fate, you say? Exactly what kind of fate did she say would befall you?
Transferring out, she said.
Transferring out? Interesting.
Rina said Satoshi transferred out. So given how things are going with me, I'll transfer out too. Ushi-san let out a stern sigh and then grumbled dully.
My Baro-san, that was probably some sort of threat.
Maybe some type of warning. I thought so too. At that point I started to think. Would it be prudent to sum up everything that had happened up until now as the machinations of some human perpetrator? Other than the theory of it being Reina and the others, I was left with Oyashiro-sama's curse actually existing as the only other explanation. Of course I couldn't tell that to Oishi-san, except Reina's strange behavior could be proof of either scenario. 'Tis very true. Especially if she would have some sort of mental disease. I can't think of names. Schizophrenia? Maybe. I was gonna say possibly multiple personalities, but it's a little different in Hollywood from what I understand. Like comparing real life to like, you know, movie, anime, TV, etc., cartoons, where like typically the multiple personalities just for a way for you to recede. I watched an interview with a bunch of people, and they said kind of that it was more of a defense mechanism. But to that end, it doesn't necessarily disprove an extreme case where they might go on the offensive, because my thinking is it taps into someone's fight or flight response, right? And in most cases, it probably does inflict a flight response where they recede into themselves, and then the other personality comes out as a kind of wall to protect themselves. But that probably also doesn't mean it's not impossible for a fight personality to pop out. What's that movie? There's a specific movie that's kind of like that. I mean, to that degree, again, movies, all that stuff is probably a little exaggerated to a degree, but I'm just curious if that is... But again, this is just fictional. They could definitely take that angle of Reina's got an evil personality that would totally go bananas on Kaiti. Did I read this? I'm reading it, but I'm not my brain's not translating. Okay. Whether it was Shiro-sama's curse being real or everything being part of a conspiracy committed by all the villagers. Don't think I did. Okay. Reina was involved. Reina had to know something. Reina was suspicious. What exactly was Reina? Last I checked, a schoolgirl. Unless she's got some sort of Cthulhu monster up inside her. I don't know. Can't rule that out, I guess. I couldn't help but think she was somehow involved with the prior string of mysterious deaths. I seem to recall that Oishi-san had admitted that he had dug into Reina's past a little. He's probably just downplaying it when he said a little, meaning he had actually dug pretty deep, most likely. Wanted to hear about Reina. Wanted to know what happened at her previous school. Among other things that were still unknown to me. If Reina was somebody I should suspect, no, not that. I wanted to know the truth. Tonight I was alone in this huge house. Even though I said I couldn't count on them, I had lost the security I felt I had just by my parents being around. Okay. I feel like a comment could have been put there. But, yeah, okay, no, it took me a couple reasons. It wasn't like this house was some sort of fortress or castle. If a malicious person decided to use brute force, they'd easily gain entry. There were no other residents close to the Maibara residence. No one would be able to hear anything, no matter how loud it was. I never felt as much resentment towards my father's artistic temperament. And the fact that he had this house built in such a remote location as we did right now. Fuck. That's, again, part of my language. That actually got me. I was about to say something and then the bell rang and then my words got caught in my throat. Wait a minute, hold on. He had this house built. Interesting. So, I mean, they must make some decent money. It costs a lot more to build a house compared to renting or buying. In the long run, it is probably a better option, but it does cost a lot of money. Like, if you plan on living there the rest of your life, then yeah, it's probably best to build a house, I guess. But it's just weird and interesting and curious that he had the house built rather than... I guess unless it is a small village, maybe they didn't have any vacant houses. There had to be at least one, right? Satoshi. Where Satoshi lived. Unless they burned it down. Are we on some sort of burial ground? Is Satoshi's bones under our house? That'd be even freakier. Oh no. Wondered if I would still be here by tomorrow morning. So I had to ask. Right now. Because I had no idea when the next chance would come. You're not gonna... Uh-oh. That's not good. And it rang again. Oh no. No, 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 no. He's not hearing it. He's not hearing it. And it is most definitely someone trying to do the things and find, because they know he's talking to Oishi and this is they're gonna break in, man. Oishi-san, I have something I want to ask about. Please don't keep anything from me. Sure, ask away. Though he was so far away on the other end of the line, this was the most reliable he had ever felt. Oh God! Oh, prepare yourself. Good things are probably not gonna are about to not happen. Danger! The alarms are going off. Red alert! Red alert! This is not a drill. Bad things are about to happen. The hair's standing up on the back of my neck. Oh no! Nothing good can come of this. I wanted to ask about Reina, about what happened at her previous school. Actually, regarding Reina's... That was a little slower. They held the bell in. I noticed a sound that had been going on for a while now. Since I was so focused on the call, I hadn't paid attention to it at first. But I finally realized it was the doorbell. The time was 7 o'clock. Speaking of... Actually, you know what? I don't know how much longer is in this chapter. I don't want to leave it on cliffhanger. I hate it when people do that, but this might be a good time to do that, especially because I don't want to make the video too long. Unless people really want me to. I need to know. No one... some people comment every now and then. I appreciate it when they do. I appreciate comments a lot. It helps me to know and learn and stuff. But yeah, it's late for me, and I don't want the video to go too much over an hour, and I don't know how much is left. And I did get off track a little too much with my jokes, unintentionally, but... And if it is very short in the next episode, like if it's only like 10 minutes or less, we'll still start chapter 12. We'll go on a little bit into chapter 12. Again, especially since we found out that it is on the long side. Don't know the details of why or how or what happens to make it so long, but without spoiling myself, I found out that it was longer than the other chapters. So that might also be better in the long run in helping chop down chapter 12 into segments. So maybe we could get it into technically 2.5-ish if we included it in the end of this chapter. Maybe, kind of, sort of. That's what I'm thinking. So, And yeah, no good things are about to happen. So yeah, I'm gonna end this here. I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I know I hate it when people do it to me. But it's just such a. I keep that one. I didn't plan on dying. At least not the time was 7 o'clock. Uh, Past where the dense forest encroached. How was it? I see. This is what it means to feel like a. But I didn't plan on dying. Oh no! Oh, at least not this time was 7 o'clock. Did you die at 7? that's a. Okay. Sorry again. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna end this here. Terribly, terribly sorry about that. I'm looking forward to this though, so I'm probably gonna not right away when I get up because visiting people, I'm not back at my own house, so I can't record at my own leisure. I tend to do it when they're working or sleeping, going around schedules. But at the same time, I'm still visiting them, so I gotta hang out with them, you know. I shouldn't have gotten into that. I didn't need to. I don't know. I just felt like I feel comfortable with letting that out, I guess, or something. Wait. Return to there we go. So yeah. Again. I'm sorry that we're ending it here, but maybe it'll help in the long run. I don't know. And again, let me know if you want longer episodes, or I'm open to shorter ones as well. Be a little weird, especially this late in the game, but I'm open to them still, nonetheless. Pick a timestamp if you want to, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, around there. Let me know how long if you'd like shorter videos or longer episodes, videos. If feel free to. I'm open to suggestions. There we go, brain. Thank you. I'm open to subjugating. We're gonna subjugate Rada and anyways, I'm a little loopy. Alright, so I need to stop. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and evening. Until next time, what mysteries will await us? What horrors await us? We'll have to find out then. So until then, or whatever it is I may do, I hope to see you then. Farewell!